The raise your hand poll, okay? This is one where we're going to ask each other to raise our hand if any of the following things apply to us, all right?
Which, for those of you listening, you're like, well, we're not going to be able to see that. But you're going to hear the reaction, so you'll probably know.
Yeah, right, exactly. So this is a little peek behind the curtain, if you will, of the show here, the Ben Davis and Kelly K Show. So some of these interesting questions, you'll be able to see who's raising their hand, but you're not going to be able to hear who's raising their hand, okay? So, without further ado, we'll start, all right? Should I, let me
get some music. Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
Nice little music.
It makes it sound whimsical.
Whimsical! Raise your hand poll. Yeah, now the people who are watching on the various social media apps
like
and things like that. Yeah, exactly. They'll be able to see exactly who answers what.
But don't tell anybody. It's our secret.
All right. So raise your hand if you've left a negative review on Yelp or a social media about a company or a service.
It was passive aggressive, though.
Kelly, you're not.
I need to explain.
Kelly! Kelly! Okay, one person raised their hand on the show.
Yes.
I don't think you understand the purpose of this bit,
hypothetically speaking. They might have left a passive-aggressive, like General Vague didn't name-check anyone, but was just putting it out there that maybe
Kelly,
you
this is not...
do better next time.
Okay, all right, so...
I'm not going to do well at this game.
No, you're not. No, you're not. All right, here we go. Next one.
Okay, yeah.
Raise your hand poll.
Uh-huh. Okay,
do you want to do it?
All right. I got one. Raise your hand if you've ever had hemorrhoids. Oh, we're getting personal.
One person on the show has raised their hand.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you've ever been wrongfully accused of a crime.
Ooh. Not that I'm aware of.
0 people have raised their hand. All right.
All right. How about this? Wow. All right. Raise your hand if you've had a naughty dream about a family member.
Oh. How?
I'm going sideways.
Wait, you're not supposed to say! All right, 1.5 people have raised their hand.
Failing at this game.
You need to stop. You need to stop admitting these, Kelly. That's not the purpose of this game. This is a raise your hand game. And again, we're doing this. We're raising our hands for those who are watching online.
Why is it? You got to have part of the fun is hearing the story.
All right, so raise your
My
hand.
dream was Justin Bieber making out with Justin Bieber in River Falls Mall. That was mine. We've known
but that's not a family member.
But I know that was my sideways. It wasn't like straight up because it wasn't.
But I'm talking cousins too, and you've already. Okay, never mind. Raise your hand if you've ever been called out for swearing in public.
Oh.
One person has raised their hand.
Yep. And the other person was there to witness it.
And the consultant was there to play it back for us.
There was a meeting.
Raise your hand if you've ever ghosted someone.
Oh. Oh. What if you've been ghosted?
Okay. All right. So one person on each question has answered that.
Yeah.
Raise your hand poll.
All right. Raise your hand if you've ever cried on your way to work.
Two
Come
people.
on now. Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
I can't remember for what.
You didn't cry at your kid's birth or your wedding.
Maybe I was crying thinking of Braveheart. The movie. Okay. All right, raise your hand if you've ever danced naked in the last month.
Oh, God, my eyes.
Kelly, for the love of God, will you stop reacting that way? One person on the show has raised their hand. Has raised his or her hand.
This is a bad formula for a game. It's a bad formula. All right, raise your hand if you've ever had a conversation out loud with a dead person you've lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, two people. Two people have raised their hand.
Yes.
All right.
2 out of the 2 people that are on
Two
the
out
show.
of the 2 people that are on the show have had a conversation
Seriously?
with a dead person. Yeah, I mean, I think that's natural.
All right, here's one.
All right.
Raise your hand if you've ever eaten anything out of the trash. Yes, sir. Sorry, one person. One person on the show.
Hey, there's no anonymity here. This is not a safe space.
Listen, word's getting around. People are logging on because they want to see the train wreck happening.
Okay.
Pizza out of the trash. Anyway,
Raise your hand if you've ever sung a grown-up Christmas list in public.
stop it! Stop! That's not fair. That is a tailored question. Stop it.
One person on the show has raised their hand.
Stupid. It's really dumb. Okay. Raise your hand if you've ever mistaken a stranger for someone you know and had an awkward conversation. Yeah. It's
One person. I will say one person has raised his or her hand more than the other person has.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Raise your hand if you've ever gotten stuck in a piece of furniture. All right.
2 people.
2 out of 2.
Although I feel like we need stories.
All right,
Why
so
are we
what's-
answering
all right.
them without sharing stories?
Well, because it's giving away. So if 2 out of 2, I think, is legit. If we both do it, then it's... All right, so what's your story?
Okay, so I got stuck in the glider when my son was a newborn. He fell asleep on me, and I had had a C-section, and I couldn't hoist myself out. And so I was sitting there going, help! Trying not to wake him up and try to get my husband's attention so he could come help me out. And he didn't get it, so I stayed there all night.
Yeah, so I was a little kid, and I got stuck in a clothes hamper when I was playing hide and seek. So,
Oh, good spot.
Yeah.
You probably won the game, though, right?
I mean, it was kind of scary there for a little bit. All right.
Okay.
All right, let's wrap this up. One more.
Yeah.
Raise your hand poll. Raise your hand if you've ever accidentally farted in front of a stranger, crop dusted. All right, we're not giving you the answer on that one. You're going to have to just revel in the...
It's a dumb game.
You're just going to have to
a really
go
dumb
back
game.
and look at the tape on that one. We're not going to say.
Nope. Not at all.
All right, was that a fun game? Should we do it again sometime?
Oh, yeah. Holly thinks it's weird. But
It's all right. Listen, Holly, sometimes we have to do weird things on the show, all right?
sometimes we do.
All right.
We're putting it out there.
There you go.
But I feel like this game needs the stories, though. I mean, what good is it to get an answer without hearing the story? That's my thought.
How about next hour, we will tell the stories so we are free and clear of this segment.
Next hour? Okay. Oh, okay. Because they're not going to know who's telling the story.
Right, exactly. We'll do that.